It's not time for Why Are You Awake? This is part 2 of the reissue of Make Us a Mixtape, a podcast I did via audio with comedian Marty DeRosa. This is episode 105, the very last episode, Songs About Sex. This is the second mixtape, 5 songs. You could go to the comments and actually find a link to the song so you can listen along. This was a podcast I did with Marty DeRosa for years. We did 100 episodes and then we did 5 special ones after that. We might come back. I do this in honor of Marty and Sarah. They just started their podcast up again. Go check that out as well. There'll be a link for that as well. I'll have new episodes of Why Are You Awake soon. In the meantime, go to my website, Paul F. Comedy, for upcoming dates and check me out. Tell your friends. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, it's a fun podcast. You can still get it on iTunes or anywhere you get your audio podcasts. I'm reissuing them on my YouTube channel because they were awesome. Follow me on Instagram at Paul Farahvar. Thank you so much. All right, tape heads, it's time for a little love and affection mixtape time. Make us a mixtape. I'm Paul Farahvar.
I am Marty DeRosa.
And we are back for part 2 of our podcast about songs about sex.
That's right, Paul. What kind of feedback did you get for your list?
Well, a lot of people were hot and bothered. I can tell you they agreed with my list. They were like, there's nothing to say what was better or not because they hadn't heard yours.
Correct.
But people like that we're taking we're taking a turn with the podcast. We're making better decisions, coming up with good ideas.
Oh yeah, as opposed to
bad ideas that we had from 2020, 2019.
Mostly it's bad guests, but
having guests that didn't know about music was probably a bad idea. That was
what are you going to do?
If you do want to be on the show, or if you have ideas for the podcast, message us at paulmartymix@gmail.com. We are going to have requirements if you want to be a guest.
Yes.
You have to at least...
Stringent requirements.
Stringent requirement would be you can't just come on and say, I like this song.
I'm going to say, give me a list. Send me a playlist that's on your phone right now.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I can't. If you go, I don't really listen to music much on my phone. I'm like, fuck you. You're not doing the podcast. Yeah.
We have better rules, but people like that we just talk here, and they send us messages about whether they want more wrestling discussions, less wrestling talk.
Always more, thank you, and
more Paul insiders from the bands he was kicked out of.
Paul, thank you for letting everybody know about the wonderful "Boom Boom Boom, Let's Go Back to My Room" song.
And a lot of people were shocked that what's his name had retired. That we
broke the
news. The wrestler, the guy you told me that retired.
You were shocked that Stone Cold Steve Austin had no longer been an active pro wrestler.
No, I was shocked. A lot of people were. There was 3 other guests that didn't know that.
What did you think about my
3
list?
listeners. I liked it. I thought there were going to be songs on here that weren't on there, but
like what?
Now I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, to be fair, we've taken a little break.
Took a break last time.
We'll never do this again. We gotta just
go
get
back
him
to
done.
back.
So you know what? Let's just get into my list.
I will say this. I did think that you were going to have some of the songs that I had on.
Yeah.
Or Marvin Gaye. I thought we would have something from him, but
no.
Your list. Did you, by the way, when you made this list, did you go in a specific order, or you were just like,
oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So the theme of sex.
Yes. And I thought, what better way to start off with one of the just sexiest songs around. I was a young boy when this song
the video
hit the airwaves, and the video and the song was just yay. I'm talking about I Touch Myself by the Divinyls.
Did they have another song?
Yeah.
What was their other song?
I don't remember, but there was another video. I remember. I think. I don't know if Todd in the Shadows might have did a one-hit wonder song or a one-hit wonder episode about them, and he always does like the follow-up or whatever. And I think they're one of those bands that had like minor success, but nothing like that.
Okay.
This was like the
huge.
song of the summer. This was a gigantic song.
I fucking love this video. I remember I was just learning about myself, and that video was like, oh.
Yeah, it was like the soundtrack to self-discovery for a lot of young boys and girls.
Certain scenes that I wonder, and I guess now it's so tame compared, because I think it was before Madonna started going a little further with her with her stuff, her videos. But I wonder what the singer of Divinyls tried to get away with, where they're like, no.
I don't know. There's some fun stuff in that video.
There's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure if this was one of those where did they only play it at night on MTV or
no.
I think they played it all day.
They play this all the time.
Yeah, they played it all day. Pretty bold, and I just remember being like, wow, this is on the radio.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Yeah, it was everywhere. And
she was sexy, the singer, too.
Yeah, she was.
I wonder
what
she really looked like, because the video was like black and white.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those bands where it's just like this song and the video and everything is like in my brain, but there was no part of me that was like, I need to explore this band more. Like I was just kind of like, okay, thanks for the song, Divinyls. See you later. And that was just it.
Chrissy Amphlett was the singer, and the band started in 1980 in Australia. Did not know that.
Did not know they were an Australian band.
Mark McAntee was the guitarist. They obviously Divinyls. Oh wow, look, they were, so if they started in 80, this song was like way later than that. The song was like
89 or 90.
No, it was like 90 something. Yeah, so they were around for 10 years before
it happens.
Well, that's the thing. It took them a long time to get their one-hit wonder.
It takes 10 years to be an overnight sensation, as they say.
Their biggest single, I Touch Myself, in 1990, achieved a #1 ranking in Australia, 4 in the United States, 10 in the UK, and 13 in Canada. But yeah, they formed in 1980. They were a big band in Australia, apparently.
Wild.
So, yeah, I never did any research on the band, and I found I was this years old when I found out that they were
Australian.
From Australia.
Yeah.
I thought they were probably from like America or somewhere.
Well, I love that song.
Oh, she's not
Still
alive
holds
anymore.
up. Oh,
That's
you know what?
Christine.
Yeah, I think I remember I think Todd and the Shadows definitely did a one-hit wonder about them.
Passed away in 2013.
Bummer.
Oh, she was attractive.
Well, speaking of artists who made my list who passed away, R.I.P. Shock G. My next song, About Sex, is a dance that everybody can do. It's real easy to do, Paul. This is the Humpty Dance by Digital Underground, one of the greatest songs of all time. I mean, come on.
What a classic. You know, this came out in 89, 90, I think.
Yeah.
And I did not know anything. I think we've talked about this before, where I was not into rap. My cousin in Oklahoma, Ash, got me into them, got me into Public Enemy, and I got to see this concert. I just got to see Digital Underground with...
Where?
In Oklahoma City.
Wow.
6th row.
Whoa.
Right up there. And I remember at the time they were like, oh, you can't go to rap concerts. It's going to be dangerous. It was a bunch of white kids in Oklahoma.
I would imagine
some black kids there. But little known fact, you know who was in the band, right?
Tupac was one
Tupac
of the
was
dancers.
There. Yeah. Tupac Shakur.
So a member of Digital Underground.
Yeah, there was it was like 5 bands. And you know what the thing about those bands, Digital Underground, they probably played like for 30 minutes their set, because it was Public Enemy, Digital Underground, and 2 other like bands too. Oh, Tony. It feels good.
Yeah.
They were on that. And then Cadillac Brome, the guys who sang that. They sang the first band, the opener.
Yeah.
15 minutes tops.
Sure. Do you remember who that was?
It was the guys who sing Cadillac Brome. It was like 2 twin little kids. It was like crisscross, but not crisscross.
Oh, okay.
I can figure that out. But
what was it? I loved this band. This is like, to me, there's these songs from that era. There's like this one. There's It Takes Two and Biz Markie. Like, they're just like timeless. Like, they will live forever.
Yeah. I mean, this was a song that you could actually sing to when like the getting busy in a Burger King bathroom.
Now, do you prefer when it gets beeped in the video or when they actually say it?
Say what?
I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom, but we watched the video the other day and they beep it out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they always beep it out in the video.
Why? Busy?
I have no idea. Well, Burger King, they don't want to get sued by Burger King. This was back in the day where Burger King could sue you if you name checked them.
So I think the artist was Young and Restless. And
now there would be TikTok challenges to fucking Burger King bathrooms, and they'd be kicking kids out of bathrooms for fucking on TikTok. They'd be like,
they should do that.
Here we go, and you fucking
rest in peace. Yeah. It would be like a hashtag digital underground.
It would be the digital underground challenge of like, hey, we just fucked in the Burger King bathroom.
What was his deal where he had to wear that nose thing?
Humpty Hump. That was the character, Humpty Hump. Yeah,
impressive.
I like it. I like a good character. I think it's very cool. I remember as a kid being like, this is different. Like you were starting to see, okay, here's some of these rap groups, but then you would see like a De La Soul and you're like, ooh, that's different. And then you would see Humpty Hump and you're like, this is different.
Were you the one who brought Digital Underground to your group?
I watched MTV Raps. I just remember I had a summer where I had to go to summer school and I would come home and watch like an hour block of MTV Raps, and I was like, this is pretty good. Then I started creeping over to BET, and I'm like, oh shit, it's all over here.
So in Indiana, though, how well was that received in your group of friends in Indiana?
I feel like everybody was like obsessed with all these
really?
songs. Oh man, this is all they played at dances and stuff. It was like you would get your rock songs, but it was like, I mean, this was just.
So you guys listened to rap at parties all the time?
Oh yeah, danced and stuff. We fucking
did you guys dress like the rappers? Did you go
for sure?
Far?
Yeah,
really? So
and the jeans got bigger, the sweatshirts got bigger.
FUBU phase.
I don't know about FUBU, but like, yeah, we were into it for sure.
There's a scene I just went back and watched the first season of Dave Chappelle, and when he's the character who's a black Bigsby, who's the Black Klansman.
The blind black Klansman.
Says,
yeah.
And he yells the N-word to a bunch of white kids.
Yeah.
He goes, did you just call us the N-word?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Yeah, man.
I always picture that.
This song ruled. And this is one of those songs that I do remember as like first getting into rap and being like, oh, this is real cool. Like, and I loved how it was like, there's some silly rap like this. There's more serious rap like Public Enemy.
Right. See, I grew up in an area where I brought rap to my friends.
And our group to Oakbrook?
I brought rap to Oakbrook and Hinsdale.
Congratulations.
From the thing, but it was like, we kind of like, we didn't think it was real music and we didn't think it was going to stick around.
Wow.
But I liked listening to NWA. I thought that whole 100 Miles and Running was fucking amazing. It was like an EP.
I had a couple.
The Police. And
I had
like,
I know for a fact I had thought about a 2 Live Crew song or two to put on there. I would have probably went with Pop That Coochie, which I think Pop That Coochie is better than Pop That Pussy.
Interesting.
I think it just sounds better.
Sure,
and it's just
like it's better.
It's just better. It's less dirty and it's better.
Sometimes, just like in comedy, where
sometimes it's just better to say.
You come up with a better word than fuck.
It's a hoo-ha instead of a vagina. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just better to go a little cuter. And that's what they did in the Humpty dance. And my next song is not cute at all, Paul. This is a very serious song about sex.
I didn't know this song was about sex.
How's that?
Well, I'll tell you what I thought it was about.
All right. Here's Closer by 9 Inch Nails. A song that Paul didn't know was about sex, which
I did not.
I find that very hard to believe.
I'm a smart kid.
Now, the real way to listen to this song is to pair it with the video on MTV that has the like, ooh, see this scene you can't see. Like there was like deleted scenes and stuff. But basically, let me just go way ahead here and just get like a real.
Oh, right.
Oh, right there, baby. This is one of those songs, we've talked about it on the podcast, where it's like, I know I'm not supposed to be listening to this. Like, I know if I have this on in the basement and my mom or dad come down, they're going to go, what are you listening to?
I was like your parents. I did not get 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
I did not. I still don't get them. I respect the hell out of them.
Yeah.
But that video with all it's like, I think it's a picture of a pig in there at some point.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like taxidermy stuff.
Yeah, it just gave me the creeps.
I was into all that. I was
really?
Like, oh,
Do you like horror movies?
Yeah, of course.
See, I don't watch horror movies.
I remember seeing this on 120 Minutes, and it was like, oh my god.
They were like the MTV darling for a while. I think like John Norris and all those guys were just like, oh, this is
John Norris used to wear a lot of Nine Inch Nails shirts.
He liked them a
He'd
lot.
wear like shirts on the air and stuff.
And the other guy too, not Carlotta, but the other nerdy guy that did the news sometimes. He was a big fan. You could tell like they were pushing it.
But they were like, they were one of those bands that was just like, oh, you like Nine Inch Nails? Yeah, you're pretty cool.
Have you seen the new Kia logo?
Mm-mm. It looks just like Nine Inch Nails. Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, it drives me nuts that he hasn't sued them.
Yeah. No, I think that's that song and the video, but it's all like together. It all comes together, and I think that's the way it is with like Nine Inch Nails stuff. It's one of those like you have to just kind of like, oh my god, that does look like Nine Inch Nails.
Every time
Holy
I see it,
shit.
I'm like, are they fans of Nine
That's
Inch Nails?
wild.
Nope, it's just a suburban mom.
I love that song. Obviously, anything where it's like you're beeping out "fuck" is cool.
I didn't know it was about sex. I thought.
How
it was
does that go?
I don't know. I thought it was like about violence. I know that he says, "I want to fuck you like an animal," but the rest of the song, it seems like it's just.
What did you think of the Bloodhound Gang song, "The Bad Touch"? When it's "You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel."
That's about sex. Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. At least you knew.
Why didn't that song make the list?
You know what? I was wondering about a little. There were a couple Bloodhound Gang songs that I had considered, but
really,
I'm just really down on them after I watched that documentary.
What documentary?
Well, they have a tour video called "One Fierce Beer Coaster," like the DVD.
Oh no!
And Sarah and I describe it as evidence in a criminal trial against these guys. I mean, we did a podcast. About Woodstock 99, and there was some Woodstock 99 behavior going on the tour bus here.
What about Alien Ant Farm? I always get them mixed up with Bloodhound. Aren't they the same?
No. I would. Alien Ant Farm had some hits. They had
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal
cover
Movies, which I think is a fun song. I think I remember liking that song back in the day.
I just remember them being in the same videos, the same spiel when MTV would be in heavy rotation on videos. It was Bloodhound Gang and
sure. You know what was real funny was we Sarah and I went to Indiana this past weekend, and we were driving in the car, and in the car we were driving. If you had this a band on, it showed what the album looked like on the dash or whatever, the light up on the radio, and there were multiple covers of 90s bands that it was just that like washed out photo where they're blurry. Sure. It was like Everclear had it, this band had it, that band had it, and they all had this like washed out, all white, and there's like three of them, and it's all very light and everything
under like a train track or
yeah, and it was just like all of them had it. It was so great.
I never got into Nine Inch Nails. I just can't get into them.
Yeah.
But I know he's a fucking great artist and shit.
Yeah.
I liked when Johnny Cash covered them.
Yeah.
So that's probably the only closest I get.
He covered Closer.
Did he?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Not that I know of. My next song is just a straight up silly song that I enjoy. It's by Trey Lewis, a country artist. I don't know shit about this dude. As I was like playing this, I was like, I really have done no more like research on this guy or what. I don't know his deal. I don't know his politics. This might be a terrible person.
Might get canceled.
This might be a person who people don't like. I don't know. All I know is I heard this song once.
He was at the Capitol on January.
No, you don't know that. But in the vein of like a Wheeler Walker and stuff that. This is. Did you like this song?
I don't remember, honestly, if I didn't have a strong opinion about it, but I like that you brought this song up before.
Yeah, this is called Dick Down in Dallas, and it's just a silly song, and I just love it.
Oh, yeah, I do kind of like this.
It is a banger. So it's starting off like a normal song. Hold on. Here we go. Here comes the kicker.
So this guy,
Yeah.
actually, he's got a good story. He
Nice.
didn't start playing guitar until he finished rehabilitation for alcohol addiction.
Hey, there you go. Good job, bud.
And he had songwriters when he moved to Nashville help him write a song called "Gone Back to Dallas," and the writers decided to add references to sex acts in the lyrics, and the song became
Dick Down in
Dick Down in
Dallas.
Dallas.
I like it.
And they did this to appeal to the song to Lewis, who they knew liked to insert profanity into his cover songs and concerts.
Fun.
So,
Well, there you go.
they recorded. There was a TikTok
Yeah.
video of this
Oh.
in December 2020, where "Dick Down in Dallas" had emerged again on the charts years later,
Whoa.
at number 12,
Whoa.
because of the TikTok.
There you go. That's the new way to break a song.
He's got recorded a remix of the song
Yeah.
with
I've heard that.
with
The rapper.
So it's with a rap. You know
Yeah.
what's funny is like this whole rap. The reason why, going back to talking about rap
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, do you remember when mainstream bands started to rap in their songs? It was so
Yeah.
embarrassing. Rush did it in Roll the Bones.
There were so many
It
where
was
it was
so
like,
bad.
oh no, don't do this. Anybody,
I thought it was gonna be like disco.
the older they get, the better it is when they rap and stuff like that.
Blondie
I mean,
did
it's
it.
funny too, because I don't know why, but at the Sox game this weekend, they played like Metallica off of like Reload or Load or whatever.
Yeah,
They're playing like Mama, they tried to break me.
probably one of the guys gets.
It's his walk-up
If
song.
their walk-up song, they probably were like, yeah,
Oh, interesting.
maybe, or they're getting sponsorship money from the record label.
Either way, it was weird to
Although
hear
no one goes to
a
Sox games.
Metallica, a grunge Metallica
Yeah.
song. Rap. I mean, like
Rush did it, and it was embarrassing. And if you go back,
so did George Carlin.
oh yeah,
I've been hip, I've been up, I've been down, I've been I was like,
Blondie did
no.
it, and it actually was classy when she did it.
Like they were doing it at the
Mars
beginning.
and-
Yeah, like that was the beginning, like Fab Five Freddy and everything, and that
not
was like
Fab Five Freddy.
No, she name checks Fab Five
she
Freddy in it.
I
Yeah,
thought there was the other guy that she name dropped.
Fab Five Freddy. That's what she says in the song. But I'm sure there might be other people she said name checks.
Who's the
in it.
guy who's credited with
Grandmaster Flash?
Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
Wasn't he mentioned there?
Quite possibly. I would assume so.
Blondie.
He was like New York rap royalty, right?
They had some. Yeah, he was for sure.
But yeah, I like a good silly song every once in a while.
I do. I think this
you
is a
don't
good
have
song.
to be super serious.
This one's not. It's now that you know the origins of the song, it seems like it was just arbitrarily made into.
Yeah. I have one issue with the song when he says anal in Austin, butt fucked in Boston.
Same thing.
Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, if you do, would you consider? Well, yeah, I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Technically, you can go, well, you can like doggy style, but that's
You
not
could've
butt.
done-
But you said butt, so that to me it feels like maybe you just couldn't. Maybe that's as good as it gets. And
Austin
it's just
and
like,
Boston are two
I
kinda
can't.
similar
Yeah,
things, too.
I can't think of a better lyric.
Well, he had writers.
Sometimes I do try to think of a better lyric for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then nothing came up.
Anal in Austin, fish hooked in Boston. Yeah, not a bad idea there. But what do I know? I'm just a music insider.
What is the line right now? It's anal
In Austin, butt fucked in Boston. So you got to keep that anal in Austin.
Or you
That's-
end with the anal in Austin.
No. Well, no, I think it's anal in Austin. Fish hooked in Boston, or does it have to be a B? Bukkakied in Boston.
Bukkakied in
Yeah.
Boston, yeah.
Bukkakied in Boston.
On like an L, what do you call it? The
Alliteration.
Alliteration.
Yeah.
L, it's got to be butt fucked or
I mean, I think you can do bukkake.
Bukkake works.
Ugh,
Boned.
no fun.
Boned down in
Ball
Boston.
gagged.
Boned in Boston, analed in Austin.
Anal in Austin.
Anal.
No. Anal in Austin.
You got to start with that.
Fish hooked in Boston.
That's not a B.
That's true.
6'9".
No.
What's it called when you eat ass? Those are
Butt munch.
Butt munched.
Yeah.
in Boston.
Anal in Austin. Butt munched in Boston.
There
That'd be
we
pretty
did
fun.
it.
There you go. All right. Last song.
You listening to Trey Lewis?
Last song. This is just a classic. This maybe could have saved Woodstock from turning into
and Woodstock
the
99.
nightmare it was in 1999 if Prince came on stage and said, I don't know about all you guys, but after this show, I'm going to get off.
So I thought you were going to play a Prince song, and I thought it would be Darlin' Nikki.
I understand why you would think that, but man, oh man, to me, this song, this video, he's in that little yellow suit, and the girl's in there, and he's just like, such a cool dude. This is like one of Prince's coolest for me.
I think that if you are going to make a seduction list, which is different than this list, there would be a lot of Prince songs on there because I just feel like he's got sex appeal.
But just that 23 positions in a one night stand. I love it. It's such a fun song. And the screaming, I'm screaming the whole time. I love it.
So why did you end with that? Start with Divinyls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
start off with it because that Divinyls is like, it's not the fastest song, but it's a great song. Sets the tone. This is just like, what are you going to put after this?
If you go with a traditional Marty mix, I would think you'd start with Humpty Dance because it's upbeat.
Well,
closer,
I think you could get me with that one. I'll take it. Or Humpty Dance might have been fun to come out of after Closer, but I think Dick Down in Dallas is light. So after after Closer, kind of, because Closer's kind of like the heaviest of them all. Right. You know.
Do you think
it's slower?
Do you think that musicians have that same category of like comedians have to deal with? Do you talk about sex on stage? Mm-hmm. Like, do they have like they don't want to cover any? There's certain bands that don't have songs about sex.
They don't. Or it's one of those things where like who knows who that song was about? Maybe the new spouse is like, I don't want you singing that song about that person.
Oh yeah.
But then you go, that song about that person is why we're in this beautiful mansion.
That paid for all of it.
It paid for everything.
Everything.
That woman I wrote about paid for everything. I just think in this era of Prince, this new power generation era of Prince, I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of all those songs. I'm a fan of the Batman soundtrack. Like, I love this era of Prince.
What do you think? So this is the new Prince controversy. I'm not sure you're aware of it or not. And if anyone wants to chime in, paulmartymix@gmail.com. The estate of Prince is releasing the songs that weren't done.
No, you shouldn't. You can't do that.
I agree with you.
You can't do that. Here's the only way, and this sucks.
I've got a way to do it too, but go ahead.
If you visit Paisley Parks, you can go in and listen. You can't record anything.
Oh, that's interesting.
You can just go in and listen.
See, I would say I agree. You shouldn't release it because he is such a perfectionist in how he wanted things done. Unless you get another artist who he respected to do the songs as a collaboration. So let's say, I don't know who he respected, but like if they're all dead too. Honestly.
I saw a YouTube video of just 10 minutes of Prince just throwing shade at people, and he was like being interviewed, and they're like, "What do you think of this new genre of music?" And he's just like, basically he's like, "I don't even know if I'd call that music." And then they show him like in the crowd, and somebody was doing like a Prince tribute, and he's like rolling his eyes in the crowd. Like they're just like, this dude can't keep a fucking poker face. If he doesn't like something, you see it on his face.
If you watch Fred Armisen do Prince, it's very accurate in the sense that he got the spirit of Prince. And if you go back and watch the SNLs with him doing it, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But Prince had and Van Halen was the same way. He didn't listen to any fucking rock.
No, he didn't know who Michael Jackson was. Yeah, and when he's
gave him the fucking
do you want me
lick.
to pay you for this? He's like, I don't care. Don't worry about it. Like probably thinking like, good luck with everything, dude. I don't know what's going to happen to your music.
You need to get, I don't know if you have the Vivo channel or VEVO. It's on the Roku.
Yeah. I like how you say Roku. You put a little Roku.
Whatever. They have those channels with all those old videos. Oh my God. I was on the road. I was in Winter Haven, Florida, and I just watched.
I know that from wrestling.
Oh, is that a wrestling place?
They send like the new wrestlers to Winter Haven, Florida in NXT. That's on their loop.
Oh, really? There
Largo,
was none in my
they
show.
call it the Largo Loop, I think. And there's a bunch of like
Was Winter Park
Winter
nearby?
Park, yeah.
Orlando,
Yeah.
Tampa, of course.
Yeah.
They
call it the COVID comedy circuit.
is that right?
They should.
I should.
You should.
They don't like COVID jokes down there anymore.
No one does.
Oh, it's over.
Note to comics. No one likes COVID jokes.
No,
Unless
get
they're
in and out.
really good.
Yeah. Well, I had some good ones back in the day.
But people don't want to go, do you want to go back? You guys want to go back?
I liked it.
I kind of liked it. Haven't seen that one work yet.
No one wants to talk about it.
No.
Well, we did our sex tape. If you guys have sex tapes for us, Paul Marty makes a gmail.com.
If you have lists of songs, not actual sex tapes.
I know. They know what I meant. Do you have sex tapes out there?
Not out there, no. They're destroyed.
Yeah.
One was destroyed.
Yeah. I was asked to destroy one recently.
Yeah.
I have a joke about it now, which is fun.
Yeah.
I didn't destroy it.
Paul.
It's evidence of good behavior.
Legally? I don't know if you should say that on the podcast.
No, I can keep it. It's my property. It was done with consent. But it's not going to be distributed. I mean, if you watch the stuff you did in the 90s, you can't do 90% of that shit anymore. I was like talented.
I was thinking this the other day.
Gentleman.
Interesting you brought this up. And this is a fun little way to end the show. I was listening to a thing, and they were talking about nudity in movies, and they were interviewing some women who regretted doing nudity in movies, and other women who were like, "I'm so happy I did it. It's a snapshot in time."
Exactly.
So here's what I think: any celebrity out there who is just a attractive man or woman, they should make a really sexy sex tape, right?
Okay.
But it goes into a vault, and it will not be released until that person is like old as shit.
Okay.
So they're like 80. It's like I'm trying to think who like hasn't had a sex tape.
Jessica Tandy.
No. I mean, that would have been like in black and
Jane
white.
Seymour.
No, I'm talking like who's the hot one right now? Who's like a hot babe right now?
Heather Graham.
That's so old, dude.
She's
no.
only 51. Such an ageist.
What is okay? So let's just say hypothetically.
Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, fine. So Jennifer Lopez, I mean, she still is beautiful and all that. But let's just say that when she was like 27, she makes her sex tape. It's put away. Jennifer Lopez is now like our Betty White. We love her. She's old.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, I'm going to drop a sex tape. And they're like, what? And they're like, it's from when I was 27.
Hell yeah.
I'm so proud of it. And I just can't wait to drop it on everybody. And people are like, oh my God, like this is awesome.
Yeah.
Because it would be nostalgic. It would be like, you'd hear maybe some old songs in the background.
And in 20 years, like you can just have full porn on regular TV.
Sure. It's going to be like Europe.
It's going to be like sex TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's going to be making sex tapes.
What would have been on in the background?
Seconds, yeah.
Color Me Bad's I Want to Sex You Up is like playing in the background.
That's so close to what I'm going to have us end with.
Oh, you got to give one to end us with?
I do.
All right.
This one should have made the list. I'm kind of mad that we didn't have anything from our boy.
Yeah. George Michael, I Want Your Sex. I remember this one too. This was one of those where I was like, I can't believe he's allowed to talk about this stuff.
Or Freedom too. That video was amazing.
Yeah, man. With those supermodels.
Hell yeah.
I like in this one he goes, not everybody does it, but everybody should. All right, that's been the show. Let us know if you got any ideas for future episodes of Make Us a Mixtape. Paul, what's that email one more time?
PaulMartyMix@gmail.com.
And thanks for listening, and we will be back with more Music Insider goodness and all that good stuff. Take it easy there, tape heads. Enjoy a little George Michael as we